All men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
Good morning and welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Of course, I'm your host, Lance Migliaccio, with my co-host, George Ballantine. As always, it's edge of the knife, tip of the spear, and if liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. And if you're joining us for the first time, that's what the show is all about. We don't go along with anybody. We try to put out the real news. This isn't mainstream media. If you're looking to get lied to, you're at the wrong spot. Of course, we put a little bit of our own New York, New Jersey edge on it. Lots of sarcasm and joking around. And we appreciate you guys for tuning in. You know the drill. Hit the thumbs up, hit the comment, get in the comments. And there's thousands and thousands of you guys tuning in. Get in the chat, man. Don't be shy. Enjoy yourself. Come on in. You're at work. Thanks for sticking one earbud in your ear and hiding us from your boss. Appreciate that. You can find us on all major podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, you name it. And of course, we're live streaming on Rumble, our home base, YouTube, and locals. So if you're not following us on those platforms, please do. On the podcast platforms, hit the share. Do whatever you can to help us grow, because without you guys, it'd just be George and I talking to each other. We already do that all day long. Good morning, George Valentine. What's up, bro?
Not much, same old, another day. Listen, if you're out there at work and you got one earbud in, if your boss is good to you and he's okay with it, we'll give him a shout out to his company. So just let me know in the chat. Put in the chat. I got you and your boss. Especially if he's letting you listen in on the Big Mig Show. Got you,
exactly. Girl. That's a good boss. That's a boss we like.
The boss
so
of
whatever
all
we
bosses.
can do. And if you got any birthdays or anniversaries or anything else going on in your life, man, don't be shy. Get in there. We want to know about you joining the Big Mig Mafia. And of course, the follow button, that subscribe button is the most important thing. We're trying to grow our base. We're one of the fastest growing shows on Rumble. And we appreciate the support you guys are giving us. Of course, you can do the paid subscription for $5 a month. It's not very much, but it all adds up. We're trying to grow that subscriber base on our end. You can gift subscriptions also. And Rumble Rant tips, $10, $20, $50, whatever you can afford to do. I don't want to push you guys because I know it's still a tough economy. I know that the inflation isn't under control. Our billionaire in the White House doesn't necessarily know that. But of course, hey, look, we're trying to do everything we can to help you guys.
Lance, let me give a shout out to the Mike Schwartz show. They just rated our stream. Very much appreciated, Mr. Doc Mike Schwartz. Make sure you check out his show. Give him a follow, like, subscribe, and check out his books.
Yeah, the Schwartzeroni is a great guy. And then don't forget, I just confirmed everything. I've got the hardcovers now. You can check out my books over on Amazon, right? You got the Blood in the Streets, and of course, you've got the AI Side Hustles 2026. Got lots of books on AI I'm writing. I've got one on diabetic caretaker because you guys know I'm taking care of my mom. But you'll be able to find these at Barnes & Noble and other places very soon. Right now, over on Amazon, ebooks, softcover, you name it. All right. Man, we got a great show today. I'm excited because one of our friends is joining us, somebody we've been very close to. We got Deepak joining us. He's got his global release of his new hit single, got to do with his album and his new work with Real America's Music, which, of course, is the new music division of Real America's Voice. We've been friends with Deepak for a long time, and I'm excited. He's a genre-defying artist, speaker, and cultural catalyst on a mission to awaken truth and courage. Sounds like the theme for the Big Mig Show. He's doing it through sound with a style that blends, Imagine Dragons energy, Bob Marley's message, and Michael Jackson's healing mission for humanity. Deepak weaves anthems that spark unity, sovereignty, and soul-powered rebellion. From festival stages to political movements, he's not just performing, he's shifting paradigms. Let's get him in here, man. There's no reason to leave him backstage. He knows us. We know him. Let's rock and roll, George.
Why not? We can leave him back there. All right. Welcome to the Big Mig Show, Deepak.
What's up, guys? Good to be back.
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, brother? How are you, man?
Dude, so much been happening. It's been such a powerful time. Everything's just a lot of energy, a lot of creation, a lot of innovation, meeting a lot of cool people, playing a lot of events, and it's really good to be collaborating with so many epic minds out there.
Yeah, it's exciting. You've had a lot going on. I didn't even know about the Real America's Voice new music division. You had to tune me up on that today. I don't know how I missed it. I've tagged him in this post just to let him know that, we support Real America's Voice. It's one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the only truth-telling medias out there. A lot of people try to say Fox is, and I think that's BS. But Real America's Voice, they have stayed to the grind, and now they're doing music. Can you tell me a little bit about what they're doing in music? I know they got a bunch of artists. They're going to be working with our friends from over at Bast Records. And it's big stuff, man. It's big stuff going on. And I like it because, of course, they're not going to be suppressing people. And we know a lot of this stuff does get suppressed on certain platforms.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you guys know, familiar with Real America's Voice already, and they already have a huge reach, huge network, a lot of big shows. I mean, they're live from 5 a.m. to midnight every day. They got weekend shows. And so they've already built that media channel for a long time. Rob Sig's amazing. And then they got LJ Fino, who's been tied into all these different scenes, entertainment, major guy in production and songwriting. And so he's been pulled in as the president of the label, and they're launching Real America's Music in order to now have an entertainment arm outside of just the news that Real America's Voice has. So it's Real America's Music, got a lot of artists on there. Laura Trump's on there, a lot of different people just to sing. And, it's a lot of it's faith, family, freedom based, but it's also just, uncensored music it's just focusing on good music and not any agendas or anything like that. And they have such a big reach already with the media channel that it's for them launching entertainment. They got Rob Schneider on there with us with the entertainment arm. And, so, it's really good. And I've been friends with these guys for a while. I've been, performing in a lot of events, and we just formed a relationship. And so when they said they're going to be launching this label this year and they reached out to me about it, I said, absolutely, let's do this. And so today's the day officially that the first song is out. I released basically like a version of it a year or two back when I did Plandemic the Musical, as I came on here for. And it's the same song, but now that I'm actually working on a proper actual solo album, I reproduced a song that's going to fit more the sound of my album. The other one was produced more with a cinematic kind of movie sound to fit that musical. And so now I completely revisited the song from scratch, and it's going to fit the rest of the theme of the rest of the album, The Great Awakening, that's coming out throughout the year. I'm releasing singles with Real America's Music every few weeks. So we got another one coming out on July 3rd, July 24th, August, and then the whole album, The Great Awakening, drops with Real America's Music on I think late September 25th or so. So it's really exciting.
Hold on, Lance. Hold on. So it's kind of perfect timing. You released that today, right? You released it today because Tulsi Gabbard just dropped the hammer on Fauci, exposing him now even more. So it's like perfect timing.
Perfect. It is. It is.
Let me find out you coordinated behind the scenes with Tulsi, and you didn't tell me.
I mean, our team and her team are actually very connected. Our whole entire production team, with Mickey.
Yeah, you're supposed to be helping us get an interview with Tulsi and with Massey. I'm waiting on you, bro. I'm waiting.
Working on it, buddy.
How's her husband?
Rob Schneider. Excuse me, George. 1 minute. I'd love to get Rob Schneider on here too. I love it as a comedian. I loved him in Deuce Bigelow. I didn't know. Does he do music? Are you telling me that he's also a musical artist?
No. It's entertainment in general. So Real America's Music is the label, but it's just entertainment in general. So they have comedians like Alex Stein and all that, but Rob Schneider is also with Real America's Voice and connected to the entertainment as well.
I got you.
How's Tulsi's husband doing now?
I think he's doing better from what I've heard. I haven't been tracking it in detail, but I think the posts I've been seeing are looking positive.
Okay.
I hope she's using some alternative. I hope she's getting on top of ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine. There's some people out there. Roger Stone was connected with them. There's a guy named Florida Shark Man that's on X. Super alternative. And I've got a medical clinic I'm talking to. I'm supposed to have a meeting with them very soon. And they're out of Mexico. And they are a group of alternative medicine, serious oncologists. So I'm going to get that information. If it looks valuable, I'm supposed to meet with them, discuss it. I'm going to provide it to you. Maybe you can pass it on to Tulsi. Maybe it'll help her and her family.
Yeah, amazing. And I know she's tuned into a lot of it.
The FDA and the CDC and the medical cartel here don't really want to. They never want to really treat the disease. They just want to treat the symptoms and just keep taking that cheddar. They just want to keep taking the money and not doing anything about it. So,
as you know, that's a big part of my cause is getting people to get back to the natural potential of the body to heal itself. It's literally designed to do that. And if we literally get out of our way and allow it versus interfering with it with all these different, Frankenstein type creations, it's actually pretty amazing what the body can do to heal itself. So I think that's where a lot of the movement's going, the longevity movement, the biohacking, a lot of that's like sort of leading people back to nature and realizing the power of that to actually get back to the root cause versus, of course, the Band-Aid symptoms that keep people on the money till, as you just said.
I'll tell you what's horrible, how much great medicine has been hidden right? Because historically there was a lot of information, the Rife machines and lots of other stuff that a lot of people don't know about, don't talk about, that people were curing themselves. They didn't. And the incidence of cancer, it's funny. My mom has diabetes. So I've really, because of her blood sugar and giving her certain items and then seeing the blood sugar spike. And it's so interesting between GMO foods and also the fake sugars that everybody thinks it doesn't really, that you can have a 0-calorie Diet Coke or Dr. Pepper. And I can tell everybody out there that without a doubt, I have tested, not because I'm doing it, because my mom likes some of that stuff. So I've tried to monitor, and she's getting less and less of it because she's starting to recognize what the impact is. All those fake sugars spike your insulin. And sugar is one of the obviously the main food sources. That spike and what happens in your body. Cancer loves that shit.
They love it.
And I think that's why everybody looks so terrible on the beach anymore. There's so much obesity because they think that, oh, I'm just having a Diet Coke. You might as well just have the regular Coke. Now, the regular Coke will spike your insulin more, but the Diet Coke does damn near 80% of the same spike. So your body still thinks it's sugar. It's confused also, not only by your taste buds, but also what happens when you actually start to ingest it in your pancreas and your stomach and all the rest of your digestive organs.
And on top of that, you're getting the chemicals like aspartame and things like that have way more damage than the actual sugar itself. I mean, there's refined sugar, and then there's eating a mango. You know what I mean? And so it's like there's something about like the way nature created it, the way God created it is kind of perfect. Then we came in here and, like I said earlier, Frankenstein everything into these weird creations where the sugar is not even really sugar, and then the fake sugar is even worse. It's like literally like made in a lab, and it's creating. Like,
however, Lance. However, we are not doctors. We do not give medical advice. We have to give a little disclaimer here, just so everybody knows.
Sure. Yeah, we're not. Although I think we're well researched. We've had so many experts on it. I wouldn't say we're experts by any means, but I do believe.
It's not that, because if this goes out in social media land, they're going to clip us. So you have to put that disclaimer.
No, there's no doubt. We never give medical advice, but we always tell you to educate yourself. I think all the things we're talking about, you could literally go online and educate yourself about. But I agree with you, George. You have to be careful about it online because people take a conclusion. All right, let me ask you this. You moved to Texas.
Yes.
I think is it the same girl, new girl? I don't know. And then you've got, did you rebuild your studio? Are you mastering there, or does Real America's Voice have a mastering studio? How's that working now? Is it a different process, or is it the same thing?
I already know the answer to these, Lance. He's still with his girl. He built
I didn't ask you. I asked you.
All right, but you should have paid attention. That's why, because he built an awesome studio in his house downstairs. Yeah, because he actually asked you and I for advice on certain things, and we point him in the right direction. That's how I know. That,
but I wasn't sure that Real America's Voice had their own studio.
I got you, bro.
They might have had their own studio.
George has got me. No, so yeah, me and my girl, we've been together. We're going on 6 years, and we're engaged. And we got engaged, and then left California, and then went to Texas. We're in Lakeway, Texas, in the suburbs. Got an awesome house with a big space to be able to build a full production facility. I've got a full music studio going there with 5 rooms: drum room, piano room, live room, vocal booths, control room, all that. And then on the filming side, I'm build a full podcast studio out there that's coming together. We're working on the paneling next week. Already got the drywall installation done and set up for 3 different film sets for interviews for podcasts like this, and then for music performances live that I could do their streaming or content. So I have everything set up. Mickey Willis, who's an amazing film director, did the Plandemic series and tons of other films, is helping me with setting up the sets with the lighting and backdrops to make it look on the high quality that we know that he does so well. In terms of Real America's Music, they've got studio access out in West Palm Beach as well. I've got my full studio anyway, and I've got my mastering engineer and mixing engineer that I work with out in Los Angeles, who's Andrew Whooper, who did like Justin Bieber, Purpose, a lot of the major label records. So he and I work together. We have a great relationship. We've been doing the song for years. He mixed and mastered this song too, Together We Rise, and he'll be doing the rest of my album as well. So we've got that going. But Real America's Music's definitely got an entire in-house crew that does stuff for some of their other artists as well.
That's great. And it's exciting that they're doing it. I'm looking forward to what kind of music they're going to be bringing out. So let's talk about the single. George, I don't know if you've already downloaded it. I don't know what we've got, music video or otherwise. What do we got, George? What do you got there, bro?
Well, let's show his little album, the cover here first. I mean, you got to give the guy props here. Together We Rise. That's the name of it, correct?
That's the name of it. Yeah, exactly. And it's that unity anthem. It was originally written for the Independent National Convention. Their motto is Together We Rise. They've had Tulsi Gabbard and Bobby Kennedy, so many different people, Zach Bush, Dennis Kucinich. So it's like a really like independent mind and critical thinking type of vibe. And so Independent National Convention's happening again this year in DC, September 23rd through 25th. That's where I originally wrote the song. And then it became the closing anthem for Plandemic the Musical. And then now it's been completely revamped, reproduced, different lyrics, and upgraded to fit the album that's dropping throughout this year. And we're going singles, like kind of the new school model of dropping a single like every couple weeks and then it'll lead up to the full album release in September, as I mentioned earlier. So very exciting to have that out there. Official music videos are coming. There's different versions of the videos dropping.
I got one right now, ready to go, baby. When you're ready to go, we'll play it for everybody. You ready?
Yeah. There's a compilation sort of video, like a visualizer video that I sent you that we've been using for the live stage shows, and then we're working on official, actual music videos that'll be coming. There's going to be one dropping with Real America's music today, and then I'm doing a director's cut with Mickey Willis that should be coming in the next week or two.
All right, here we go.
Rise up from the ashes, rise up from the flames, standing in the wreckage, watching everything we made. Come up from the shadows, come out in plain sight. Nothing to lose, it's time to move into the light. Together, united, deny it or fight it, no more hiding anymore. Our story, rewrite it or lose it, we can't keep quiet anymore. 'Cause together we will rise, together we will rise, together we will rise. Can't wait any longer, it's our time, yeah, 'cause it's our time. Together we will rise, together we will rise, together we will rise. Can't wait any longer, it's our time, yeah, 'cause it's our
Awesome song. I love it.
Yeah. Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, the new mastering is awesome. So, so what you've got lots of interviews stacked up. You just did one on Real America's Voice. What's going on for the next couple of days or next couple of weeks? What's the schedule? Because you said you're going to be back in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm doing a bunch of interviews with them and multiple other interviews, and then also working on the next release, which is July 3rd for Let the Freedom Ring, which is perfect timing for July 4th. So finishing up on that, getting the mix and master done on that today, and then heading out. I got a gig, and I'm in actually LA, funny enough, today, and then tomorrow I'm in San Diego. I had a performance Sunday or tomorrow, Saturday, and then Sunday head back to Austin, and then Monday, Tuesday head out to West Palm there all week, and then Sunny Isles for a few days, and then back to Austin to just get back on working on the rest of the album. So along the way, I'll be doing a ton of interviews. All next week, I'll be live in the studio at Real America's Voice. I'm going to be patching in on Zoom until then, and then I get there I think Tuesday and start doing interviews in person there.
Nice. Yeah, you're always a busy guy, man, and I appreciate you joining us today. You're gonna stay, right, for the rest of the show? Are we gonna keep you? Are we holding?
I can hang for a little bit. I have to. I'm just checking messages. I have to jump on with them in a little bit. But I'll definitely love to hang with you guys for a little bit.
You just told me 2 minutes ago how long. I said the whole show. Okay.
You said that. I just nodded my head and smiled.
George
I said you tell me.
It's his technique. It's his technique, and he's very good at it. He's kidnapped a lot of guests along the way. Where they said, "Who you got
to meet with, Rav? Why don't you just tell Rav to come into here right now?" I
texted them actually to at the least reshare the tweet. We'll see what they do.
Bring him into the show right now. We'll bring him in, whoever it is.
Yeah, we can do whatever.
We'll work a deal with you for you, bro. We got you. 3 against 1 on him.
We got it. We can pull. We got pull. And here at Big Nick.
Well,
we'll make him an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're gonna do what we gotta do to help you, Deepak.
You
just gotta remember when down the road
the Big Nick show.
And if he doesn't like it, then we'll bring out the big guns.
All right, let's talk about Gabbard. Listen, one of my true favorites in the administration. I know she's dealing with family issues. I didn't want her to leave. I felt like she was one of the true truth-tellers in this administration. I felt like I could trust her. I didn't think she was getting hammered or taking any bullshit from Susie Wiles. I've heard that Wiles tries to bully everybody, but I don't think you can bully Gabbard. And I heard that she was like, "No, I'm not doing that." And I love her for that. And I love her for this. I've said it over and over again on this show. George has said it over and over again on this show. I want accountability. I want transparency, accountability, and consequences for actions. Screw these auto pen, pardons. Screw these pardons that were given to hide crimes. Fauci committed multiple crimes, and now Gabbard's dropping the hammer, George.
She sure is. And notably, on her way out, today was her last day. I'm very sad to see her go, but I understand why she needs to go, and I respect her so much for wanting to help take care of her husband, as any husband or wife should be doing. Regardless, and so you have to respect that. The only one that doesn't respect that or like her unfortunately, should I say her name? Loomer. I don't know why Loomer just doesn't like her, but everybody else does.
Loomer can suck it on Gabbard.
I'm going by Gabbard, Tulsi's actions and what she has done, and she has done more. Yeah. She has done more than anybody in the administration. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about whatever Trump appointees and stuff. She has done more than any of them. She's released more stuff. And you know what the thing is now? We're going to have all this stuff come out on Fauci right now, right? All this stuff. Are we going to see consequences? That's the big question, people.
Always.
Yeah.
As you guys know, I work with, I'm friends with James O'Keefe, and he's always exposing stuff. But that's the question he's always posting is like, hey, I can only show you the stuff, but someone's got to actually hold him accountable. And it's the same thing with anything else. Like, where's the accountability?
It's like... Let me release all this information, get everybody hyped up, pissed off, and then it's like nothing. It's like foreplay, right? You do all this foreplay, then you don't finish off. You know what I'm saying? The big disappointment.
Exactly. It is a disappointment.
Damn.
And what's awful about it, from my opinion, is that we're pushing the American people that do care about this country, that do care about the fraud, the lies, the conniving, the cheating, the insider trading, and all the rest of it. You're pushing us to start thinking about tar and feathering. There's going to come a point where you're going to push the American people too far, because this administration, the FBI, the Department of Justice, and I can't say too much bad about Todd Blanche yet. He's only been there a little bit. course, I don't think he's.
I mean, he's done more than Bondi has done so far.
Yeah, well, Bondi sucked. She was a total piece of shit. She was acting. She was talking the talk. She didn't walk the walk. She'd redirect. And let's face it, she was the Fox News, the AG with the most Fox News interviews in U.S. history. She couldn't stay off media. I don't know what that was all about, but I was tired of it. I didn't want her to do any more interviews. I wanted her to go to freaking work. But of course, Trump got rid of her. Okay, fine, fair enough. And then he gave her another position, which I don't even understand why he did that. But my point is, look, we're talking about gain of function. One of the most horrible things. We're taking viruses and bacteria and we're trying to intentionally make it cross over. Now, at the end of the day, the coronavirus has been around forever. Bats have had it. It's been going on forever. It never crossed over. When I think about gain of function, it's a weaponized system, right? So you look at what Anthony Fauci did. Now we know that he's taken millions of U.S. taxpayer dollars and he funded all this dangerous gain of function research at the Wuhan lab with the CCP. Now, the intelligence community is just as guilty. We understand now that maybe the CIA, the DI, the NSA suppressed all the truth about his actions. And they hid the virus lab leak origins. And in fact, he lied to Congress while under oath. Now, to me...
Wait, hold on. You got to add, Lance, he worked with the intelligence community to do this, too.
Well, I think he was hand in hand with them. We've seen a bunch of the emails. We've heard the dialogues. We've heard about private emails being used, trying to hide the communication. We know he did all that. The problem we've got is these bullshit, conniving Biden pardons, right? We now know that, Fauci manipulated intelligence and lied to Congress, right? So she comes out and says all this, but these pardons that Biden didn't do, that other people in his office did, these blanket pardons that were supposed to be all encompassing, it is important for us to overturn the Biden presidency. We have to overturn that it never really happened, that it was fake. And to do that, this administration needs to get off their ass and go into high gear. I know they got their hands full, but I don't think they're moving quickly enough. They didn't give me what I was promised. Kash Patel, government gangsters, I've got that in my bathroom. That's my toilet paper now. I rip a page out to wipe my ass with it. Because and Kash doesn't like what I have to say. He's been on our show. We're friends with him.
Right, your ass has got to be rough using that type of paper on it.
You know what? But I'm willing to suffer for the American people. I'm willing to use that book for toilet paper until I run out because it's a piece of shit. It's one big giant hype with no delivery. A lot of talk, not delivering on anything. Same thing for the DOJ. Again, I'm not going to make Todd Blanche responsible yet. But the DOJ, you can suck a big fat one. You guys aren't doing jack shit. I thought there was going to be these global arrests. And for you guys, I'm going to throw to you first, George. What do we do about these blanket pardons? Because that's what Fauci's hiding behind. That's what the J6
I was just thinking about that. Like all this stuff that Tulsi's exposing about Fauci, and now you know why that he got a pardon. But did he get a pardon? Not really, because it was done by AutoPen. We do know that, and in reality, it's not really valid. Now the question is, how does that get overturned or just get thrown out? I don't know. That's got to be the Department of Justice or the pardon lawyers. I don't know how.
Interesting question. I'm not sure how presidential pardons, who has the authority to overturn those. But if we could prove that the Biden administration presidency was fraudulent, then fraud, they say fraud in the law, vitiates everything. You can go back to the fruit of the poisonous tree doctrine, you go root to the fruit. Fraud would vitiate all contracts. Fauci committed fraud preemptively, proactively. He had the mens rea to commit a crime, which is everything you need to file an indictment. His mens rea was that he wanted to do all this. And this dangerous research, I think, was unnecessary. And he's still talking about pandemics. He just did an interview yesterday I saw about, he says, are we ready for the next pandemic? Every time I see that guy, I want to grab him by his little skinny old neck and I want to choke him. I literally want to choke the life out of him.
Here, I'm going to read this. And Deepak, I want your input. So, based on the U.S. Constitution and Supreme Court rulings, there is no direct mechanism for another branch of government, listen to this, to overturn a properly, and I'm going to emphasize that word, properly granted presidential pardon. Okay, so Deepak, the pardon wasn't properly granted, right?
Exactly. So if so, it really just comes down to, as anything, showing evidence of it not being valid. If it's not valid, then we can go back to this and go, hey, now this stands as not properly. And then you can just kind of reverse engineer it from there, make them invalid, and then get back to the previous status, which was before that moment of the preemptive pardon, which again, if it's not valid, then we go back to an open status and then we can actually have the potential for accountability. So it's just about reverse engineering that process and getting to the goal.
So we know the only pardon that he did sign himself was for Hunter. Everything else was used. Yeah, that we know.
No, I know, but I'm of course it's for Hunter. Why wouldn't it be? You know.
And he wants to run for president with
Yeah, with Newsom. It's a 2-person ticket. Yeah, that's going to be great.
What a mess.
But here's
that'd
the
be
deal.
great. I endorse it. What?
Yeah, I know.
I endorse. Listen, I endorse. Hold on. I endorse Gavin Newsom and Hunter Biden to run, and I also endorse AOC and Kamala Harris.
Yeah, those are the two.
I see your strategy.
Yeah,
she's going to be funny as hell.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
Can we get the media to stop altering what they say in their interviews? Can we get like 60 Minutes not to do that this time? So they
Who do you think would give dumber answers, Kamala or AOC?
Oh God,
Kamala.
That's a toss up, dude. I don't know.
Kamala.
I'd say Kamala. Yeah.
I think it depends how much they've been on their knees the night before.
AOC's trickier at sounding like she's making sense, even though she's not. Whereas Kamala, you can hear her stumbling and repeating the same thing 4 times in a row because she's like a robot.
Does the American people really deserve to have to hear the Kamala Harris cackle again? Do we have to hear? Do we have to hear that cackle again? I don't think that's fair. I think we're putting people through horror. All right,
funny.
Listen to this quote. The tactics used to hide the truth are straight. This is Tulsi Gabbard talking about Fauci. The tactics used to hide the truth are straight from the deep state playbook. Politicized, self-serving leaders like Dr. Fauci covered up their own wrongdoing and abuses of power, manipulated intelligence, lied to Congress, and undermined a duly elected president by restricting his access to vital facts needed to keep the country safe. It's time the American people learn the real story. Now, when you read that and you look at the pieces in there, that would be seditious conspiracy. That would be treason. That would be, all sorts of crimes in the statute books. But the blanket pardon for the moment is protecting Fauci. Does anybody in our audience, I want to hear from you in the chat. I'm of the mindset, I'm starting to believe, and maybe this is going to sound totalitarian, or maybe even as a dictator. I don't know that we can go along with what the law says right now. We've got a lot of very evil people in D.C. that did a lot of evil things to the American public. George lost family members. Lots of friends of mine lost family members between remdesivir and all the other stuff. This was blanket genocide, homicide. And the point is, the media covered it up, and I think they're culpable. I think so many of these people are part of this conspiracy. Did the American public, I want to hear in the chat, do you think it's time to take the gloves off and stop fucking worrying about what the judges think or anything else? Because I'm starting to think that. I'm a big law guy, and I'm starting to think, fuck what the judiciary thinks. Fuck what the DOJ thinks. Maybe it's just time to start snatching and grabbing these people and sticking them down in sea containers in Gitmo and just letting them bake in the hot sun. Give them a bucket and 1 bottle of water and let them just stay there till they're done. Because I'm not sure we can fix this if we follow the rule book or the playbook. Because Gabbard's dropping bombs here. And if anybody else did it, if it was you, Deepak, you wouldn't make it through the end of the day. They'd be kicking in your door. There'd be flashbangs. Same thing for George. Same thing for me. How come these guys are being given this higher level of status? And is it time to fully take the gloves off and just say, fuck it, I'm going scorched earth. I'm going biblical. Is it time for President Trump to step up and say, this system's so corrupt, there's only one solution?
There's a reason that, I kind of lean into, there's a whole philosophy called voluntarism, which is like old school self-governance, sovereignty. All of these philosophies are what create a system that doesn't have so much power in the authority where, can you imagine authority is not going to hold authority accountable. And so if all the people that are in there are protected by that blanket umbrella, when you have a system like that, it's designed to protect people that have, and the reason that people believe so much in government, they're like, the people are corrupt, so we need to have government. But ironically, government's what protects the corruption inside of government, at least in the private sector, at least in a free market system. Corruption's out there for people like us to, to step up with as a social entity and band together and actually hold these things accountable. So as far as things are now, which is what statism is, the way things are designed, it's actually set up against that. And so in a way, we almost need to backtrack to original, decentralized systems in the first place. And so, obviously we can do what we can to communicate with the systems we have in place as we the people. That's why the people are getting louder lately. And that's what's happened with systems in the past. When the governance gets too strong, the people get loud, revolutions start happening, and everyone's like, hey, we got to tear down the system because the system is essentially protecting itself. So I think we might be at that point where people are like you said at the beginning, the more stuff's happening, the more accountability is not happening, the more people are going to start wanting to burn it all down. And if we want to prevent that from happening, we got to actually do something and make some changes. So sure, we can do our best to try to communicate with people that are in there to do something about it. But we've seen it's, as you said, moving too slowly. Things aren't actually happening. And because it's designed that way to not happen, which is why I tend to be a self-proclaimed voluntarist, which is like sort of just like focusing on actual, like not allowing authorities to have control over others without consent, taxes, extortion, all those kind of old school Rothbardian free market kind of Ron Paul, like all those original sort of ways of thinking that kind of led to a lot more potential accountability, a lot better prosperity, a lot more of all that. It's based on a more private, decentralized mindset, which I definitely lean way more towards.
So Lance, look at your text while I say this. So, the swamp is real deep in DC, and you can't have corruption, like you just said, take out corruption in there. The show Swamp People, where they catch all the gators? We need people like that to send into DC just to catch them and take them out. When I say take them out, I mean send them to Gitmo, whatever prison, I don't care, as long as they're somewhere behind bars.
I'm all about the escape from New York model. I think we could take one of these cities that's completely ruined through their leadership, and we just fence off the whole thing. We trench it in, and we throw them all in there, and then they just have to fight for survival. We never let them back out.
I don't know if you put a city. You need to get like an island, but I don't want to use New York. You need to get like.
Well, we can use Epstein Island. We'll just throw them in there. They seem to like that place anyway. We'll just send them down there.
I don't know if I want them to have good weather like that, though.
Yeah,
I want them to suffer with the winter, huh?
It's good weather down there.
Yeah, maybe it's too good. Maybe you're right. Maybe listen, if we can get Greenland, we haven't heard much about Greenland. Like if we get Greenland, we could set up a place up there.
Perfect. Or you know what? There's got to be islands in Alaska. I know there is little islands.
Yeah, there are. What do they call it?
Perfect.
The Aleutian Islands. Is that right? It's there's that whole string of islands off there. But here's the deal. Look, I just don't know whether this is fixable. So look, I know we got to take a short break. We're going to play the video when we come back. Deepak, hopefully you can stay through this. Because again, Fauci was asked many times, FBI, CIA, DIA, and any intelligence agency concerning viral research, did he interact with them? Did he communicate? And of course, he said, not to my knowledge, and that's a total lie, making all those people that dealt with Fauci, that did the covering up in those intelligence agencies, they're co-conspirators. The question is, are we ready to go after our own, finally? All right, stay tuned. The Big Meat Show will be right back with Deepak, George Ballantine, and of course, the bald wonder, Lance Migliaccio. We'll see you in a minute.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on earth. These canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here we your host, Lance Migliaccio, Mr. Baldy, George Ballantine, the man right there, and our special guest, Deepak. But before I go, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, like, follow, share, and subscribe. All your support, we do truly appreciate it. Anything that helps. Most importantly, that you're here. And if you're out there watching, listen, come to join the chat so I can give you a shout out if I haven't seen you before. Sarcosis999, what's up? Anyway, a little shout out from the sponsor. I'm going to tell you, look at these 62.2 gram prepper bars. They're perforated. Easily broken down to your choice of 3 different denominations to fit a multiple of needs, whether it be asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility, barter, and trade. These prepper bars make a perfect gift for the precious metal lovers out there. They're exclusively mined and minted in the great USA, and they're selling out fast. They're available in bold gold and silver. These slim prepper bars, they'll fit neatly in your wallet, and your utility enables use in any situation. So visit GenesisGoldGroup.com. Once again, GenesisGoldGroup.com, or you can call 888-526-7154. I'm going to sing solo for you guys. Break me off a piece of that prepper bar.
Oh! I think you just made Deepak cringe backstage. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It's all right. I never said I was reaction. I never said I was a musical artist. Anyway, so before we show
me up a piece of that prepper bar.
You know what? I'm gonna have you do a little segment for me. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
Before we play this clip, y'all remember when we're exposing this information, us truth seekers, truth tellers, whatever you want to call us, and how we got banned from every social media. They, this you're talking about this. It's now you don't know what you're talking about, and then like you just mentioned the word COVID, and boom, you were getting hit.
Yeah,
like we didn't know what we're talking about. But guess what? We did know what we're talking about, because when you hear this clip from Tulsi, everything we've been saying has been true. Let me play the clip.
Before the COVID pandemic, Dr. Fauci, as head of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, provided millions in U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund dangerous gain-of-function research on bat coronaviruses at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, work which is now widely viewed as the source of the unintentional lab leak that sparked the pandemic. Now, in support of President Trump's maximum transparency mandate, today, on my final day as Director of National Intelligence, I'm releasing never-before-seen communications and documents that expose exactly how Fauci worked with politicized career leadership in the intelligence community to suppress the truth about his actions, the virus's lab leak origins, and his role in directing U.S. funding for this dangerous research that caused immeasurable harm and countless lost lives. Now, these documents expose Fauci's direct role in influencing and manipulating IC assessments on COVID-19, and how Fauci lied to Congress in 2024 when, under oath, he denied knowledge of or participation in discussions with intelligence officials about viral research. We also received testimony from multiple intelligence community whistleblowers who reported retaliation for challenging the intelligence community's manipulation of intelligence on the virus's origins, once again revealing a clear pattern of suppressing dissent, silencing critics, and burying the truth. Dr. Fauci's close relationships with the intelligence community enabled him to assume 3 key roles that shield him from scrutiny. First, Dr. Fauci funded dangerous gain-of-function coronavirus research linked to Big Pharma and their pursuit of universal vaccines. worth trillions of dollars. Second, Dr. Fauci was the behind-the-scenes advisor who, alongside his hand-picked so-called experts, pushed the intelligence community to endorse a natural animal origin to hide his dangerous gain-of-function research that he funded using taxpayer dollars, all of this in a deliberate attempt to cover up the truth and shift the blame and attention away from Fauci's own actions. Third, Dr. Fauci became the nation's pandemic pundit, and he publicly pushed lies, disinformation, and censorship using every platform available. Now, according to hundreds of reviewed emails, which are included in this release, the intelligence community almost always incorporated Fauci's recommendations. He promoted a fraudulent paper whose publication he helped prompt as legitimate information for intelligence community consideration. Senior analysts praised Dr. Fauci not as a policymaker, but as what they called an unbiased guide to the real coronavirus experts, while deliberately ignoring experts who might dissent from Fauci's narratives. Now, Fauci didn't stop there. He blatantly lied to Congress under oath during his 2024 testimony to the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic, denying that he ever spoke to any intelligence agency about COVID. Now, the correspondence I'm releasing today directly contradicts his sworn testimony. Now, we received statements from multiple whistleblowers revealing that the intelligence analysts who dared to challenge Dr. Fauci's COVID origin conclusions faced threats of retaliation, marginalization, and many suffered career setbacks. For example, a contractor was terminated just days after coming forward to ODNI as a whistleblower. Another example, those who advocated for the lab leak hypothesis or expressed dissenting views were reminded by their managers that leadership would determine which analysts would be promoted and which would not. The message was clear: go along or be punished. Senior leaders also sought to undermine whistleblowers by removing anonymity, which is required in the whistleblower process, as they made their complaints, and also insisting that their managers or attorneys be present during ODNI meetings where these whistleblowers were coming forward with their testimony, obviously creating an atmosphere of intimidation. The COVID pandemic caused tremendous hardship and pain for millions of our fellow Americans and countless people around the world. Now, after years of lies and censorship and cover-ups, the American people deserve transparency, truth, and accountability. The tactics that were used to hide the truth are straight from the deep state playbook. Politicized, self-serving leaders like Dr. Fauci covered up their own wrongdoing and abuses of power, manipulated intelligence, lied to Congress, and undermined a duly elected president by restricting his access to the vital facts he needed to keep the country safe. It's time you know the truth.
And the truth shall set you free. Okay, Lance.
Well, I'm hoping for biblical. I'm hoping for scorched earth. You know, it's about time that this administration starts going after the guilty. Because there's no doubt they came after us. They retaliated against people like Deepak, George Valentine, and myself. We got suspended. We got banned. We're still suppressed on many platforms. Even X, you can see the suppression on our accounts. They restrict our voice. There are those foxes in the henhouse. Listen, Deepak, I know you're out of time, but before you go, can you just tell people where to follow you on social media? Where can they grab the new single? This is the shameless plug moment before you head out the door.
Sure. I mean, easy to find. You see my name right there, DPAK. So if you just add the word world to it, Deepak World on all socials. So Deepak.world on Instagram, Deepak_world on Twitter. If you just search Deepak World, it usually comes up, DeepakWorld.com. You can just go straight there and it'll lead you to everything else. DPAK on all the streaming platforms, just Deepak, Spotify, iTunes. If you download the single today or in the next few days, it'll actually help us chart on iTunes, which is actually really good for the brand. It helps with Real America's Music getting the word out there. We start showing up on the charts and show legitimacy from an independent label. You know, when you start hitting stuff like that, people start looking your way. And if a lot of people download it within a short amount of time, and I can actually break the algorithm. So that's what we're trying to do this next few days.
Yeah, and do whatever you can. You want to support people like Deepak. He's a true truth teller. He's a friend of ours. We're going to have more interaction with him. We're talking about doing some Let's Talk Music episodes together. We're hoping to get the people from Real America's Voice or Real America's Music on the show. We love Real America's Voice. We want to support them any way we can. Deepak, man, thanks for giving us the time. I know you're slammed. Brother, we always appreciate you. We love you, man. Tell Mickey Willis hi for us. And let's get those interviews lined up for us. We love Tulsi Gabbard. I would give her a giant fucking hug for this if I could. She's like unbelievable. Awesome. This is presidential material right here, in my opinion. This is presidential material.
I agree.
All right, George, anything else?
No, I just want to say Deepak's always a pleasure. You know, whenever you have anything new you want to put out there, hit us up, bro. Or you just want to come on and talk politics, you're always welcome on this show.
Thanks,
always.
guys. Love you guys. Always a good time. Always good hanging.
Give our best to Mickey and the family and all of them.
Will do, guys.
All right, peace.
All right,
love you.
thanks.
Catch y'all.
All right.
Man, Tulsi just scorched earth on her way out the door. The only thing, of course, she was very sensitive to not saying we need to have accountability. I respect that about her, but at the same time, accountability, consequences, transparency. We all voted for that. I would recommend you take short form off of this Tulsi Gabbard clip or even the full clip and go over to Donald Trump's feed at True Social. Go over to Donald Trump's feed on X. Go over to Dan Scavino's feed. Go over to Todd Blanche's feed. Go over to the FBI feed. Tag them all in a post and say, what exactly are you going to effing do about this? Are you guys going to get off your asses and are you going to deliver on your campaign promises? Because it's up to you, the American people, to make a difference. Don't sit on the sidelines. It's really important. Do what you can. I'm going to do it today. I'm going to take this video and I'm going to tag them all in it and say, hey, what the hell, man? Are you guys actually going to do something this time? Or is this guy going to just get away with actual murder of American citizens? That's what he did. He committed genocide and homicide, intentional deceit. All right, George, you got a big story coming out of the FBI here, huh?
I do, huh? I mean, there's always stories going to FBI, but this, I was shocked to see this. I'll be honest with you guys. I seen this last night. I was like, what? And I'm like, I thought it was fake news, but it's not. The FBI agents, they actually swarmed LA's Skid Row. This is a big explosive voter fraud investigation, although they say there's no such thing as voter fraud. But after homeless residents were paid to register and sign multiple ballots. And we know this why? Because there's tons of interviews. They're interviewing homeless people. They're telling us how they got paid every time to go do a ballot and fill it out. I mean, it's not like we're making this up. We ain't making this up.
Maybe they just signed it. Maybe it was pre-filled out even. Who knows? I mean,
now,
wow.
I'm pretty sure these homeless people are going to drop the dime on whoever's telling them to do this, if they even remember who they are. Because that's a question. They just want to go to the homeless, figure out who had them do this, and get to the bottom of it, hopefully, and make some arrests. Because you have the people going to, listen, you have people going to the homeless, all right? So someone's telling them to do this. The people that are telling the homeless people, they're getting instructions and money from a higher up. You know, it's like a chain of command. So we need to know that chain of command and get to the bottom of this. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And this is in California, right? Yeah, Skid Row, LA Skid Row. Imagine Gavin Newsom right now. They must be going, him, Karen Bass, the other ones. They got to be going nuts right now. Even the governor's race, because all these people, you tell me they got all those votes and stuff. There's no way. No way. You know, you're losing a race and a week later, all of a sudden you're winning by big numbers.
In one of these clips, a man claims he received $4 to vote for Bass.
How much?
Gave him $4. $4.
They're cheap bastards. That's it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but that's what they do, right? They're going to manipulate the weak. They're going to take advantage. But again, here's a story. FBI's on top of it. Are we going to see a massive wave of arrests? My argument is they keep exposing stuff. They keep talking about voter fraud and election fraud. They keep talking about the J6 committee. Now we're talking about Fauci. When is this administration going to deliver on draining the swamp? When is Kash Patel, Mr. Government Gangster Author?
I told
when
you.
When are you going to deliver?
You can't have people that live in the swamp drain the swamp.
Oh, yeah.
We got to send people like, you know, the ones that catch the gator swamp people.
Like George and Lance?
They probably wouldn't want us because they wouldn't be able to deal with it. You need to, like George and Lance, exactly. Well, let's just say that. I don't know. Exactly. I'm pretty sure Skunk 71 would want to go in. NJ Kit Kat would want to go in too. Sherry, she wants her.
We'll deputize.
Craig Muttley's like,
all we need, George,
let me go. Put me in, coach.
All I want is the letter of preemptive presidential pardon, and I just need that 16-page letter that allows me to operate individually. What?
Man, Dingo, you're coming too.
Yeah, we'll deputize you guys. But I'm going scorched earth. You better bring your A game. That means you better get back in the gym, hit it hard. George is hitting it hard. If they ever make the mistake of giving me the authority, I promise you.
Then there's
all I need is that letter.
Hold on,
and then I'll just do God's work for the American people. And
Psychosis 999. I don't know if you're a woman or a guy, but you said they're a ginger. You know, gingers. You know how they can get.
Gingers are dangerous.
What?
Yeah, the gingers got they're I dated a ginger girl years ago. She had a temper. Yeah.
I would have a temper too if I was dating you. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, listen, you're probably right. All right. Okay, listen, let's talk about this. What's wrong with people? I mean, I'm serious now. And the cover up of the UK, I don't even know why somebody would do this, but I can tell you this, the police, if this was my child, the police would have never gotten to this guy. He would have been dead on arrival. So I'm talking about
this is your child. The guy threw his own child. What do you mean?
No, it was somebody else's kid.
I thought he threw his child.
From what I heard, it was somebody else's kid. He threw in the freaking crocodile. Man throws 3-year-old boy into crocodile enclosure at the UK Zoo. Of course, the child's in critical condition. The crocodiles wanted to tear it apart. It's not the zoo's fault. So this guy, basically, this is the Cambridgeshire Zoo in the UK. So I guess a 3-year-old got thrown in. From what I understand, it was not his. This is a 30-year-old British man from Norfolk. It looks like attempted murder. But they took the boy by air ambulance. But this is just horrible. And assuming that I'm right, because the story, they're being very closed about it. They don't want to release it.
Hold on. They already released this motherfucker already, the police.
Oh, my God.
7 to 8 hours later, he's already released, the guy. I'm looking at the thing. Police release man arrested after. Yeah, that's UK.
And they're covering up his identity. I bet he's an illegal immigrant. I'm almost gonna bet money on that. The reason they don't want to release it because they're worried about the social unrest. The UK government, it's lost. Somebody ought to go in and burn down Buckingham Palace. They ought to take the Queen take the King and the rest of them and just execute them. That government is gone. That's why they're doing what they're doing in Ireland. They're on their government. They're rioting. It's still going on. They're done with this. This immigration thing that they've done to people there in France, they did in England, horrible consequences. And I'm going to bet any money the reason they're covering up this person's identity because it's an illegal immigrant. I guarantee it's one of the illegal invaders. Horrible.
They're saying, I'm looking in Reddit, and they're saying that he's a 30-year-old man. He's from Norfolk. Over there in England.
Well, they're calling him, the very careful choice of words here, they're calling him a UK man. They're calling him a UK man as if somehow he's actually from the UK. But I think they're doing that to cover up. I think they're kind of shooting their hand.
Hold on. So I'm reading, here's a person this is in Reddit. And I'm going to read what they're saying. I'm a local, meaning from there, and a lot of people were there. That lad had severe learning difficulties and managed to slip his minder. So this is what from local people.
I don't know. All right, let's talk about this Clark County sheriff. I like what he's doing here. I hate these meetups. They're dangerous. These high-speed street races that people are trying to be fast and furious, George. I think this guy did it right. Let's tell me about this.
He did do it right. So this is in Clark County, right? Yeah, sheriff. This is in Vegas. And you see when you have these, you have teen takeovers, right? But then you have what they're doing with the cars. They're not only teens, they're older than teenagers too. And they're just doing all like street racing and all this crazy shit, burnouts and stuff. Well, finally, this sheriff is like, they're tired of it. You ever see all the guys, these kids on the bikes, they're starting to confiscate their bikes. Well, they're confiscating their cars too. And if it's in state forfeiture, they're just destroying the cars. You're not getting your car back. So, let this be a lesson to anybody who wants to do a little street takeover. That if you like your car, you might want to think again. And play the clip, Lance, because I think it's pretty cool.
If you choose your vehicle as a tool to endanger others, you're going to risk losing that vehicle permanently. Today's vehicle destruction reflects our commitment to public safety, accountability, and preventing future harm.
Every week, we're identifying more individuals, we're identifying those other individuals, and we're holding them accountable. We're arresting them, and as you can see here, what's left of those giant cars are sitting here before us. This is what's going to happen if you continue to be involved in this behavior.
Crush that car, baby. Out. Get it out. Here's another one, though. So look at these two kids. Now, I'm putting a lot of responsibility on parents for this stuff because if you don't know where your kids are, these teenagers or younger, I mean, you need to take some responsibility. You know what they're doing. These two teens
Yes, you do.
took it. I think it's like I don't know if it's a dirt bike or an e-bike. They took it into a shopping mall in Myrtle Beach, riding it inside. Riding it inside. I think a janitor tried stopping them. They ended up plowing into the kiosk and tried to run.
He hit him with a mop.
Hey, make
The
good use
janitor
of it.
stopped him with a mop. Good for him.
Better than something. Let me play this. I gotta be honest with you. If I'm in the mall and I see kids like that, I'm either gonna clothesline them, I'm gonna do a flying Superman, like tackle both of them, something.
I love it. I would too. I would knock them right off the bike.
What?
And they'd probably get a couple of blows when they hit the ground, maybe a couple of kicks or something. But it was a motorbike. It wasn't an e-bike. You could hear the little, but
Yeah.
crazy, right? Endangering people, endangering kids. There's people in those malls.
Gas, the fumes, everything.
Yeah. These people need to get hammered and they need to get mandatory jail time. I don't care what their age is. This kind of behavior, if you're not going to teach them a lesson, if the parents can't control these kids by taking away their motorbike and things like this, enough's enough.
You know, I'm gonna say, Lance, especially these single mothers, they're tough. And if mother gets a call that her son was doing that and she sees that, I think she's gonna whoop his ass. It's because I think it's because a lot of these parents don't know what's going on. But for whatever reason, I know a lot of people are working and it's tough on parents because, you know, both of them got jobs.
Yeah.
But, you know, if these kids got cell phones, you know, put tracking and shit on them.
No doubt.
You know,
I agree.
But
I agree with you. I think you're right over the target. Let's talk about this European Parliament vote.
Yeah. This is big.
This is kind of a
bro.
big deal. Maybe there's finally starting to recognize the error of their ways, George.
I don't know, because the European Parliament, this was yesterday, people, voted 418 to 218 to pass the strictest migration law in EU history. The strictest migration law. And they were chanting, send them back. These are politicians over there in the EU chanting, send them back. Wait, what? Where did this come from? You motherfuckers wanted to let them in, let everybody in. Now you're seeing the consequence of your actions. And possibly losing your job in Parliament. Now you want to do something about it after like all these kids and people murdered, women raped. Their orders, these deportation orders, listen to this, Lance, now apply across all EU member states. And they say you can't evade removal by crossing a border. Detention before deportation extended from 6 months to 30 months. I don't know why, but whatever.
Crazy. You know, it is.
I want to play the clip.
Yeah, let's play it.
What are you going to say? I'm sorry.
No, I think you're right. And I think at the end of the day, they're finally recognizing the damage they've done. No, I think it was intentional. I think it's like everywhere else. They wanted fake voters. I think this is a global pandemic. Really, when you look at it at the end of the day, it's one of those things that they're doing intentionally, just like they did here. They wanted that 30 million deep ghost voter pool. That's what the invasion was all about. None of it was good for the country. It's always common sense. And the EU Parliament hasn't any common sense up until now.
Yep. Let me play it. Listen to him chant.
Tommy back on, by the way.
Yeah, get him on.
Yeah, I need to get a hold of Tommy Robinson and get him back on. All right.
Send him back.
You know, he got arrested. I don't know if he's out.
He's out. He got detained for 3 hours at the airport. He didn't get arrested. No.
All right, let's talk about our friend Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer. He's calling on the Trump administration to declassify all Able, Danger, and Saudi-related records so 9/11 families can finally get the full story. And why shouldn't they? We've said this from day one, fully disclose whoever was responsible for 9/11. Stop with the one-sided story that it's bin Laden only. There was lots of stuff that we're still questioning, Building 7,
Do you think,
and all the other stuff.
Do you honestly, Lance, I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think the government is going to declassify records where it will show that they were involved in on this?
No, I do not.
No, it's going to be all redacted.
It does not mean that I can't say what I think.
I know. You could. No, I'm just
I know
asking you a question.
think the same thing.
Yeah.
Would you like them to finally stop being a bunch of lying scumbags, even this administration, and just let the chips fall where they may? So, yeah, looks like the Bushes were involved. Looks like these people were involved. Looks like the Israelis were involved. They wanted to have this moment where we could, go into the Middle East again. I'm saying, don't you just throw it all out and say, hey, look, I didn't do it. Donald Trump could just say, I didn't have anything to do with this, but I want you guys to know about it. Why not?
So, do you see how everybody is listening or watching? You see how long it took to get the JFK files declassified.
Oh, I know.
That's how long it's going to take for this, unfortunately.
Yeah. And it's too bad. It's too bad because this administration had the balls to disclose it all and drain the swamp.
But before I play this clip, John Solomon from Just the News, he left his position temporarily as editor-in-chief to go help the government declassify documents. And he's doing it for no pay. He's just doing it to help streamline the process and get stuff done for the American public.
Solomon. I got to be honest, I love him.
Let me play this clip from her because she's got a whole 45-minute thing, but this is only 1 minute of her. So
when you say cover up, what specifically was being covered up?
What's covered up is the available intel, the scope, and the importance. The intel wasn't just available, Catherine. It was with people who could have done something. And that's the cover-up. They don't want that to be something that's revealed. Secondly, the cover-up relates to who was culpable for the attacks. I'm not saying anything beyond my direct knowledge, but I do know directly that there were efforts by the Department of Defense to put together an effort to stop al-Qaeda, period.
And what about the Saudis?
The Saudis, I think, are the third rail here. Nobody wants to talk about this because of the issues relating to their importance in the Middle East, especially as a key ally and member of OPEC that we depend upon regarding oil. If anybody's going to actually have the courage to do something about this, it's Donald J. Trump. President Trump is, I think, fearless on this. If they were up to no good and actually funded terrorist acts that resulted in the murder of thousands of Americans, I think he'd be the first to say, we need to look back into this. And the Saudis clearly were part of this.
Wow. I'm trying to figure out why, when he said, oh, we depend on OPEC for oil. We really don't need OPEC. We could leave OPEC. The UAE left OPEC.
Yeah,
and
right.
So why? We're the number one producer of oil and natural gas now. I just checked my gas prices by me this morning. It was like $3.62 or something.
So it's down some. I was
It was like $4.10 or something.
I was mid $4 here, $4.50, $4.60. It had gone up that high at one point. I haven't bought any gas in the last couple of days. So
in the chat, put your gas prices in the state you're from, please.
Yeah, we'd like to hear it.
I'm Jersey.
All right. Well, I love Tony Schaefer. He's a truth teller. He knows a lot more than he can say because, of course, he's under restriction because he knows lots of classified information. He's a real, true operator. We'll try to get him on the show. Maybe we can have a discussion about this with him. That'd be interesting to do that. In the meantime, listen, first of all, thanks so much for joining the show. Leave a comment on your way out the door underneath the Big Mig Show. And again, if you're new here, next time you come, let us know. We want to give you a shout out. If your boss is letting you watch the show, let us know. We'll give him a shout out in his business. We love you guys and we appreciate all the support.
Damn.
$5 subscription,
Lance,
please. Yeah.
$2.93, San Antonio, Texas. Auto Man reboot. Damn.
Good for you, man. That's a good price. It's better than what I got here. I know that. Anyway, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on social media. G Ballantine on X, Lance Migliaccio on X, and the Big Mig Show on X. And then you can also join the community on X. Go over to the Big Mig Show. There's thousands and maybe tens of thousands of you guys in here. Go over there and join the community. We'd love to build that up. We'd like to be up to over 1,000. We've only got maybe 140 or 50 community members. Don't forget to check my books out. You can type in Lance Migliaccio on Amazon. Check them out. If you really want to get on top of AI, these are two great books to buy. I recommend you do it. And of course, George, it's the weekend, baby. Last words as we roll out the door.
I don't know. Is it Freaky Fridays? I don't know. Fuck around and find out Fridays.
I don't know.
We're going to come up with a slogan, but y'all have a blessed day. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the sun if you have it, beach, lake, whatever you got going on. Love you guys. Catch you next week. Peace.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
In a world of uncertainty, be prepared with Silver Prepper Bars, your ultimate hedge against political instability and economic turmoil. Introducing the Silver Prepper Bar, crafted from 0.999 pure silver and proudly made in the USA. This tangible, divisible asset can come in handy even in the toughest of times. Portable, perforated, and easily tradable, the Silver Prepper Bar is your lifeline in times of crisis. When facing inflation, currency devaluation, and financial meltdown, Silver Prepper Bars provide peace of mind. Don't wait for disaster to strike. Secure your future today with the exclusive Silver Prepper Bar, the only silver bar on the market divisible into 3 different size pieces for maximum utility, all while fitting in your wallet. Don't leave your future to chance. Order your Silver Prepper Bars now at prepperbar.com. Silver Prepper Bars, ready for whatever tomorrow brings. Order now.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.